Your work separates fandoms.
No more torture at our borders. We don't have to follow orders. No more torture at our borders. We don't have to follow
Faith, these three.
And we're not going to stop until they can sing them to their kids again.
Amen. Amen.
Dear Theodosia, what to say to you? You have my eyes, you have your mother's name. When you came into the world, you cried, and it broke my heart. I'm dedicating every day to you. Domestic life was never quite my style. When you smile, you knock me out, I fall apart, and I thought I was so smart. You will come of age with our young nation. We'll bleed and fight for you. We'll make it right for you. If we lay a strong enough foundation, we'll pass it on to you. We'll give the world to you, and you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday, yeah, you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday. Oh, Philip, when you smile, I am undone. My son, look at my son. Pride is not the word I'm looking for. There is so much more inside me now. Oh, Philip, you outshine the morning sun. My son, when you smile, I fall apart. I thought I was so smart. My father wasn't around. I swear that I'll be around for you. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll make the world safe and sound for you. We'll come of age with our young nation. We'll bleed and fight for you. We'll make it right for you. If we lay a strong enough foundation, we'll pass it on to you. We'll give the world to you, and you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday, yeah, you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday. Don't stop, don't give up until these families are reunited.
I'm here to read the words of another mother whose son was held in immigration detention. The names have been changed, but the words are hers. My name is Margarita. I am the mother of Carlos, who is currently being held by the Office of Refugee Resettlement in a detention center in Portland, Oregon. The first time I realized Carlos had arrived in the United States was when I received a voicemail from him in which he told me he was being held in Kansas City. When I spoke to Carlos, I felt my soul had returned to my body. I had spent nights without sleep, searching and searching for my son without knowing where he was, but tortured day by day. The case manager explained to me that he was going to send me some forms to apply to be my son's sponsor, and he asked me for many documents. I was also given a home check. The investigator assured me that in a week they would have results, that for the new year they would surely give me my son. I got so excited I even bought some Christmas presents for my son. I have them. I still have them, and they're still wrapped in the Christmas wrapping paper. And they give me deep sorrow every time I see them. First they tell you in a few weeks you will have your child, then in a month, and then in another month, but they never fulfill their promise. With such delay, I have asked myself, what am I doing wrong? Have I not sent everything they asked from me? I want them to at least allow me to see him one day, if only for a while. What mother would not want to have her son in her arms, if only for one moment.
Hold them out! Hold out! Hold them out! Hold them out! Hold them out! Hold them out!
Child psychologist, an activist, an actress, or an author, I am here today as a woman who as a young child was separated from her family. I am here today to be painfully honest about the damage these government policies do to human beings, do to kids. I am here to stand before you and convey that even some 17 years later, I still remember how it felt when I first cried out for my parents and they couldn't answer. I am here as a voice for thousands of children without one. For those who will wake up every day and have to tell themselves they didn't deserve for their parents to be taken from them, that it wasn't their fault. Every day, on top of trying to pursue their dreams and give love to those around them, they have to continue convincing themselves that they too are worthy of love, that their lives are valued, that their families love them. I will be honest about myself, I have had to be very imaginative and very creative to get where I am today. Having my family taken away from me had a severe impact on all of us. It was so irreversible and so irresponsible for our government, which never considered what would happen to me and my brother Eddie. You deserve so much more than what you have been given. You deserve so much more, and I love you. Years later, I have days where I want to change the world, and days when I cannot even find the strength to begin. I share my struggle to help open eyes to the agony that every one of these kids will face forever. It is not temporary, it is forever! It is for life. My situation 17 years ago was different. I cannot imagine living in a cage away from my parents, away from anyone I know or anywhere that I've lived. I certainly cannot imagine being detained with my parents as the new policy dictates. I was lucky enough not to be caged, but that is only because I did not exist in the eyes of the government. They had no regard for a child left behind. Whether that is a good thing or a bad thing, I still don't know. But I would have had a much different story to tell if I had been imprisoned after being separated from my family. Without a warm bed, only the cold faces of ICE agents and the crinkly feeling of a Mylar blanket. I was lucky enough to be with my parents until I was 14. Having my parents tell me that I could do anything, that I was special, and that I matter. That gave me the confidence to last me a lifetime. I don't know why I was lucky enough to have people in my community take me in, to be able to continue school, or why I was lucky enough to find work or to go to college. I do know that kind of luck is 1 in a million. I also know I wouldn't have been so lucky if I had been among today's generation of children who will be irreversibly damaged by our government's actions. It's a denial of children's humanity to say that because they were born in difficult or a dangerous place at the wrong time, that they don't deserve a second chance. That they shouldn't ask for refuge. How many more children are we willing to subject to a lifetime of pain? Once my family was taken, I became fully aware that my community matters less to some people. That we are treated differently because of the color of our skin or where our parents were born. But we are now in a moment where we can no longer be blind to the blatant disregard of human life. This time, the stakes are too visible, too well documented to be ignored. It has reached you. It has reached all of us and forced us to ask ourselves, what kind of country do we want to be? One that violates the rights of children, including the fundamental right to seek asylum? Or do we want to be an America that values children and families and the freedom to be who we are? And let's not forget our citizen children and our citizen children of color.